Hello, everybody. Today we're going to solve a couple of absolute value inequalities with less than a positive number. So as an example, we have absolute value of x minus 10, closed absolute value less than 4. To do this, traditionally, we're going to take the positive number that's given, which is 4 in this case, change the sign so it's a negative 4. So in other words, if it was a 3, change the sign to a negative 3, or negative of whatever number it is. Then we'll always put a less than, and then take the expression but drop the absolute value. So in this case, we'll just take x minus 10, and then do another less than, and then take the original given positive number, in this case 4. So absolute value of x minus 10, closed absolute value less than 4, implies that negative 4 is less than x minus 10 is less than 4. Now let's get the x by itself. To get the x by itself, we're going to add 10 to all three sides. And we have negative 6 less than x less than 4 plus 10 is 14. And so there's the answer, negative 6 less than x less than 14. So that is, it's all the numbers between negative 6 exclusive and 14 exclusive. To write that in interval notation, we'll put a parentheses because we have a less than. So then we'll have a negative 6. And the parenthesis means we do not include the negative 6, and that's because negative 6 is not less than negative 6. And then we'll have a comma, and then put a 14. And since 14 is not less than 14, we're not going to include the 14. So we'll put a closed parenthesis. So the final answer is all the numbers between negative 6 exclusive and 14 exclusive. So in interval notation, here we have parenthesis negative 6 comma 14 parenthesis. Okay, so that's the traditional way to do it, and we'll call this way number 1. For way number 2, we're going to get a graph of this. So we're going to type in absolute value of x minus 10, closed absolute value less than 4 in the Desmos graphing calculator. And let's see what that looks like. Okay, and notice it's the shaded region there is what's the answer. And notice we have these dotted lines at 6 right here. And let's see, let's make sure that's the right inequality. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake in way number 1. So negative 4 plus 10 is really 6. So the answer is really parenthesis 6 comma 14 parenthesis. That is all the numbers between 6 exclusive and 14 exclusive. All right, now let's go back to way number 2. Way number 2, we typed in the inequality just like it is in the graphing calculator, and the shaded region is where the answer is. And notice that it's shaded between 6 and 14. And again, the dotted lines mean we do not include the number at that dotted line. All right, so once again, we get parenthesis 6 comma 14 parenthesis. So that's the answer there. Okay, that's a pretty nifty way to answer it, right? Well, let's do a way number 3 and see how nifty that one is. Way number 3, we're going to use mathpapa.com. Here it is right here. So let's type in solve, and that's the value of x minus 10 less than 4. And let's calculate it. And let's see step by step. All right. And it tells us x minus 10 less than 4 and x minus 10 greater than negative 4, which is another way to solve it there. And they show getting x by itself there. And they graph the solution right here on the number line. And from this number line, once again, we actually see 6 not included. So the circle on the 6 means not included. And so again, the answer is between 6 and 14, 6 exclusive and 14 exclusive. So let's copy this into our way number 3. I won't do the entire answer, but I won't do the entire work for the answer, but I'll just put the answer itself. And feel free to go to mathpapa.com and enter in the inequality just like it is and see how it works it for yourself. And here it is again, 6 comma 14. All right, now let's do another one. All right, so we have absolute value of 10x, closed absolute value less than 4. So it's the same idea. We'll go through each of those 3 ways again. All right, so again, we'll do negative 4 less than, and then that absolute value expression would drop the absolute value. So in this case, just write 10x. Don't write absolute value of 10x, just write 10x. And then less than 4. And again, we'll get the x by itself. So in this case, we're going to divide all the sides by 10. And we get a negative 0.4 less than x less than 0.4. Okay, in the interval notation, so again, since we have a less than on for both the negative 0.4 and for the 0.4, we're not going to include either the negative 0.4 or the 0.4. So it'll be a parenthesis, negative 0.4, comma, 0.4, parenthesis. Now let's do a way number 2. All right, for way number 2, we'll go to the Desmos graphing calculator and enter in the given inequality just as is. So that'll be absolute value of 10x less than 4. And again, we get something similar here. It's kind of hard to see the negative 0.4 and the 4, but that's the basic idea right there. And now let's do number 3 by, once again, going to mathpapa.com. Okay, let's solve. Absolute value of 10x less than 4. Calculate it. All right, and this time it wants me to upgrade, which I'm not going to, but we'll go to the answer here. And here it is, very nicely done. And we'll copy this in. So once again, from this number line, we get the interval notation. So parenthesis, negative 0.4, comma, 0.4, parenthesis. And that's how to solve an absolute value inequality that's less than a positive number.